You ever been at your absolute lowest and that quiet little voice inside your head whispers something that just makes you feel even worse? Well, today we are diving deep into one of the most common and honestly most misunderstood phrases we tell ourselves. We're going to decode it, and I think what we find is going to completely change how you listen to your own mind. Ah, there it is. That sentence. You know it, right? It lands with a thud, doesn't it? It has a way of making a really bad moment feel just awful. And for years, we've been told what this voice is. We've been given these standard psychological labels for it. So is it just shame? Is that all it is? Is it just your brain's clumsy way of trying to guilt you into feeling grateful? Like it's saying, hey, your problems, they aren't real problems. Or, okay, maybe it's minimization, a kind of psychological habit, right? A defense mechanism that just shoves our own totally valid feelings aside because, well, they're too painful to deal with right now. These are the usual explanations. But what if it's neither of those things? I mean, what if this phrase isn't a psychological flaw at all? What if it's an echo of an ancient, life-saving biological command that we've just forgotten how to read? Let's follow the clues and see where they lead. Okay, so for our first clue, we need to start thinking about the human body a little differently. Think of it like a biological operating system, a super advanced OS. Any complex system, whether it's your computer or your own body, has to have a protocol for when things go critically wrong. A computer gets what's called a kernel panic to stop data from getting totally corrupted. Well, our bodies have something just like it, a fail-safe mode, and its one and only job is to prevent a total system collapse. And this is absolutely crucial. Our biology is literally designed to avoid a catastrophic shutdown. It's got this built-in function to just drop all the non-essential stuff and keep the core systems running. Your heart, your lungs, that flicker of will to live, even when it feels like everything is falling apart. All right, let's move on to our second clue and see how this all connects, because every single living system on this planet operates on these fundamental rhythms, kind of like the seasons. So you've really got two core modes of being. There's a time for passionate expansion, right? High energy, living from the heart. We can call that the summer apex. And then there's a time for pure structural survival, for conserving resources, for hunkering down. That's the winter apex. And this winter mode, it's not about thriving. It has nothing to do with that. It is all about enduring. When our resources, and that could be food or warmth or even emotional energy, when they feel scarce, our bodies have this ancient instinct to shift into pure survival mode. It's just about pressing through that lean season. Okay, so let's put it all together. We have clue number 1, a biological failsafe to prevent collapse. And clue number 2, a seasonal instinct to conserve resources. And with these two pieces, we can finally solve the mystery of that nagging voice in our heads. Get this whole process, it has a name. It is not shame, it's the despair modulating reflex. You can think of it as a comparative survival anchor. It is a deep biological command hardwired into us, and it's designed to kick in the second that despair threatens to shut your entire system down. So here's how it works. It's actually pretty brilliant. First, despair spikes. It hits a critical level and your system is in danger of shutting down. Then, boom, your body's OS pulls the emergency brake. That fail-safe mode gets activated. And finally, it issues a very stark, very simple command: stay in motion. The entire goal here is just one thing: prevent a total system collapse. And this is the raw command translated into words. Stop. Do not collapse. Now that part about people survive worse things, listen close. That is not a judgment. It's not an accusation. It's a data point. It's your operating system giving you proof that survival is possible, that others have made it through lean seasons. It's an anchor, not an insult. And the final commands are crystal clear. Stay in motion. Stay alive. So with this totally new understanding, how do we start to reread the signals our body is sending us? It's like we found a new user manual for this ancient command. We can literally shift our entire perspective. What we always thought was just shaming talk is actually a survival anchor. What felt like a reason to feel bad about our feelings is actually our body presenting a reason why survival is even possible. We get to recode this whole experience from a psychological flaw into what it really is: a powerful biological command. And once you see it this way, oh my gosh, So many of the bizarre physical sensations of despair suddenly start to make perfect sense. That sudden, overwhelming wave of despair, yeah, that's the failsafe kicking in. That ache deep in your chest, that's your system pulling the emergency brake. That deep, primal urge to just get up and pace, that's the stay in motion command. It even explains why trying to rest can feel impossible, because your body's OS is screaming that being still equals collapse.
And this isn't just a personal thing, it's deeply social. It's an echo of the collective instinct that helped our ancestors band together to survive a brutal winter. It's that ancient command that says we have to keep moving, we have to endure for the sake of the tribe. So, the next time you hear that voice, try to listen differently. It might not be judging you, it might be trying to save you. And that leaves us with a really fascinating final thought, doesn't it? If a feeling as complex as despair has its own biological failsafe, what other ancient commands are running in your system that you've totally misunderstood?